Hello and welcome to your mobility flow practice for today. For today's practice, we'll need a couple of props. One will be a strap that's fairly wide, so maybe about 4 feet long. That strap could be a tie, it could be a belt, or some other piece of rope or something. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap. Something like that, and something like a block here that we'll be using as an obstacle. So a large book or a little cardboard box even might actually work today. So find those pieces of equipment and find your way onto your mat, and we'll begin from that place. Enjoy your practice. So find a comfortable seat for you. As usual, I like to sit up on a bolster just to get myself nice and tall and relaxed. And as you find your spot, take a nice big inhale and a long exhale. Sigh, close your eyes, settle in. The first practice, as always, is allowing yourself to be in your space, on your mat, in your body, and even in this breath right here. So bringing your attention more into your body, into your presence right here, and feeling that simple rise and fall of your own breath. Allowing your breathing to be a full 360-degree experience. So not just your upper chest, but feeling into the rib cage all the way around your body. The side ribs gently flaring as you inhale. The back gently flaring as you inhale. But in the easiest possible way. So we're trying to encourage a full and round breath without any sort of resistance. And as always, from this place of a little bit more interior perspective, why did you come to practice today? What is it that you need from your practice? And feeling more into that answer rather than thinking into it. Why do you need to practice today? What is it you need? And allowing something to arise from within and practicing in a way that honors and supports that for you. So practice with purpose today. From this place, marking the start of our practice together with a shared breath, take a nice big inhale and a long exhale, sigh. And welcome once again to your mobility flow practice for today. So lovely to have you here. As you inhale, open your eyes, reach your arms up overhead. Take a nice big funky stretch, take a bit of movement, twirl around a little bit. And from there, get anything that's on your mat out the way and lie down on your back. We'll start on our backs today. So as you lie down on your back, let your knees be bent, your feet on the mat, and just take your knees a little bit side to side, noticing your outer hips waking up, your inner hips waking up. Just a few breaths here. And now let's stabilize into our pelvis first thing, right off the get-go. Bring your knees up, knees bent 90 degrees, and place your hands on your knees. Push your knees into your hands into your knees. You'll notice that your core fires up a little bit. Try then to tuck your tailbone under a little bit, more imprinting your lumbar spine down towards the mat. Again, this will help to tone into the core. We tend to have this problem in yoga where we're spilling out from the belly, so we're imprinting our low back. Press with your hands into your knees. Keep the pressure in your left hand, left knee, and as you inhale, excuse me, extend your right arm and your right leg nice and long. Pause there. Take another big inhale, and then exhale. Bring your hand and knee to touch. Press your right hand into your right knee, nice and strong, and vice versa. And then as you inhale, extend left hand, left leg nice and long. Find that extension, keep your low back imprinted. Take another inhale and exhale. Bring your hand to your knee and press quite firmly, make that connection. Again, inhaling, extend right leg, right arm, nice and long, hovering off the floor. Imprint your low back again. Don't let that belly rise up. And then on an exhale, bring your hand to your knee and press. Again, on the left side, take a big inhale to extend arm and leg. And exhale to stay and find that core activation. Another big inhale and exhale. Bring your hands in and give it a press. And then drop your feet down to the mat. Flip-flop your knees side to side a couple of times. Then gently waking up your hips here. And your core, of course. Extend your left leg long. And bring your right knee up towards you. And draw your right knee quite strongly in towards your torso. And you'll feel that slight compression or flexion of the right hip. And now fire up all the muscles of the right hip, so much so that when you release your hands, your leg stays right where it is, nicely bent for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Hold on to your knee again. Draw it in. Now take your left hand onto your left hip or the floor and take your right knee out to the side, nice and high and wide. So external rotation of your right hip. Your right foot nice and active. Get nice and strong with the muscles of the right hip so that when you release your hand again, your leg stays where it is for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then a 1. Bring your knee back in. And now take your left hand outside your right knee. Draw your right knee across the body, but keep your low back pressing into the mat so we're not coming onto our left hip. Just draw that knee across, nice and strong. Fire up the muscles of your right hip, and then release your left hand. Hold there. Oh my goodness. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, and take that knee for a little bit of a spin, and send your leg nice and long. And notice the difference from the right side to the left side. Let's do the other side. So left knee comes up. Interlace your fingers across the head of your left knee. Pull your knee in. We're moving into your passive range of motion here of the left hip socket. Now fire up all the muscles of your left hip. Release your hands and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then hold on to your knee. So what we're doing here is we're trying to close the gap between your passive and your active range of motion. Left hand takes your left knee out to the side. Right hand provides a bit of stability somewhere. Pull your knee nice and wide and as high as you can. Fire up the muscles. And again, release your hands without your knee winging away from you for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your knee up to center, and right hand pulls your knee across the body. Internal rotation of the left hip. Might feel that through the glute muscle as well. Keep your low back imprinted. So lumbar spine down towards the mat, tailbone tucking. And then as you release your hand, hold your leg there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center, a little bit of movement. Extend your legs nice and long. Give them a little bit of a shiggle, a shake. And then let's just make the hips a little happy. Bring your knees up towards you. And draw nice big circles with your knees. So mobilizing into the hips here, just letting everything release. So going one direction, and then go the opposite direction, twirling your knees in the other direction. Nice. From here, cross your legs and sit up. As you come to your seat, we'll take our right leg out to the side. Actually, no. We'll start forwards here. So sit in the middle of your mat, feet about as wide as the mat, hands behind you. And take yourself side to side with your knees a few times. So this is internal rotation of your left hip, external rotation of the right hip. And then the other way, internal rotation right hip, external rotation left hip. So a few times side to side. And now once you get yourself over towards the right, just lean into your right hand. And now press your left knee down quite strongly and lift your left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it up. We're really pressing that left knee into the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your foot down. Now keep your foot down and lift your knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it up as high as you can. Put more pressure in your left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your knee down. Now for the fun part, lift your entire shin off the mat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As is lifted, lift your foot a little higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your knee down. Flip it all the way over. The other side awaits. So here, we're going to lean a little bit to the left. Hand down. Press your right knee firmly into the mat. Somebody just said something, but I can't see what you said, so hopefully it can wait till later. Press your knee down. Inhale your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. Press your right knee down nice and strongly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your foot down. Lift your knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your knee lifted. Press your foot in strongly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your knee down. Now for the fun part. Lift your entire shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. Maybe your foot a little bit higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Take it side to side a few times. And now let's test the strength of those hips with a few movements here. Bring your left foot right beside your right knee. So this is called a shin box. And here, we'll just lean over to the right and come on up. Press your hips forwards. So here we're standing on our shins. Sit back down and then flip it over. So your right foot pressing into your left knee, and then sit up, push your hips forwards. Okay, we'll try that a few times using our hands behind us. Rotate through the knees, sit up, sit down, rotate through the knees, sit up. Now, of course, mindful of your knees. I have had a knee operation myself, so it's not untenable here. Again, go through, come up. And now let's try to do this with our hands at our heart. Sit down, rotate, sit up. Lovely and challenging. Down, across. This guy can't do it. There's a tightness in my right hip, and up. And again, down, across, up. Last one. Sit down, come across. There's that right hip, and up. And then sit back down, hands behind you. Flip-flop your knees a few times, side to side. Lovely. From there, just bring yourself forwards into a rough tabletop position. So hands spread nice and wide, tops of your feet active, and a little bit of spinal segmentation. So very, very, very slow cat-cow breathing. So as you inhale, We're going to slowly rotate our belly towards the floor, then send our chest forwards, then lift our hips up, or head up. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone, feel your lumbar spine rounding, feel your thoracic spine rounding, then feel your neck and chin tucking in. And then do that again from the tailbone first. Inhale, your tailbone unwinds, lumbar spine unwinds, thoracic spine send forwards, and then a lift. Exhale, tail, mid-spine, upper spine, neck. Inhale, tail, belly, chest, head. Do a couple like that, really, really slowly, trying to feel each part of your spine as you do the cat-cow. So less just kind of whipping yourself through it and more mindfully attending to each motion. And then from that place, when you've done enough, take your knees wide, take your hands forwards and put your head down on the mat, child's pose, and then I'll have a peekaboo at whatever somebody said here. Can't join in today. Sorry about that, Liz. I teach every Tuesday is what I do. And this is being recorded, so. All right, so child's pose is where we're all at. And find a few breaths there. From child's pose, start to walk your hands back towards the back of the mat. Take your feet about as wide as the mat and rock yourself back into the dreaded squat. So feet wide, heels down if you can, and sinking your bum down in between your hips. Press your elbows into your shins and your shins into your elbows. So find that connection. Now start to take your knees away from your elbows and sustain the wideness, so not using the pressure. Take the knees wide and then draw the knees in, press into your arms. Take the knees away from your arms and squeeze your knees in strongly. One more time, knees go wider, knees squeeze in. Beautiful. Place your hands on the mat, tip forwards, square up your feet, let your head dangle down. Just give it a little bit of a shiggle and a shake here. A wiggle and a waggle. And then slowly, with your knees nicely bent, ragdoll up to standing. And as you arrive at the top, just take a nice inhale and a long exhale. Lovely. From this place, we'll need our strap. So find your strap or your tie or your belt or your piece of rope or whatever the heck it is, and get it fairly wide. So holding it in your fists, and it's nice and wide. Feet nicely together. Bring the strap up overhead so you can see the kind of shape I'm creating here. And then take the strap behind you, flossing our shoulders a little bit here. So come up and over, up and over. Pulling the strap apart the whole time, trying to keep your elbows more or less straight. They might need to bend a little bit. No worries there. And then pause. Let's just go side to side. Extend the left arm long. Right elbow might bend. Extend the right arm long. Just side to side a few times. And then find center. So we're going to try and keep our head in the center here of our arms at all times. Take a big inhale. Tuck that poor old tailbone down and side bend over to the right. Stay nice and lifted through the left side of your body, and don't let the arms get out of position. So head's right in the middle of the strap as we side bend. Inhale, come up, Exhale, go to the left. Hips go a little bit right. We're pulling in the opposite directions with our hands so the shoulders are nice and active here. Again, come up. Go over. Hips go to the left. Body goes right. Again, inhale up. Exhale over. Good. Inhale, come up. And then bring the strap right out in front of you. And take rotations of the spine, tucking your tailbone down, draw your belly in. Inhale, or exhale actually to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Trying to keep your gaze right in the middle of the strap. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. That feels good. Inhale, center, and then pause. Bring the strap way up overhead. And from here, trying to keep your tailbone tucked under as we go into a front side extension. This is kind of challenging. So push your hips forwards, squeeze your bum, feel your tailbone tucking, feel your low ribs knitting down, look up towards the ceiling. Now keeping the strap roughly overhead, belly forwards, chest lifts, bum squeezes. A nice big old back bend, and then come on back up. A few spinal twirls from here. So roll forwards a little bit with your knees bent, and then left shoulder down and look up and around. We'll go. This will make sense when you do it a few times. So just winding the spine, big circles, keeping the strap where it is a few times. Maybe using into your hips as well as your spine here. I certainly am. And then go the other way. Unwinding that poor old spine and shoulders. Oh, it feels good. I could do that all day. I don't know about you. And then slowly, let's take that strap and give it a bit of a rest. Put it down on the floor and let's just take it side to side a few times. So we do the active work, but we also do the more passive, calming work as well. That's the right kind of combo of mobility / strength work and flexibility / yoga work. From here, come about to the head of your mat. Take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, bend your knees. Squeeze your knees into one another. Feel that tailbone trying to tuck a little bit and the chair pose. Keep that tucking action, belly drawn in, and then fold forwards the rest of the way onto your bent knees. Inhale to a bit of a half lift, and as you exhale, we'll take your right leg back a long step and drop your right knee down to the mat. Now, if your knee doesn't like to be leaned into, you can always put like a towel or a pillow underneath your knee or something like that. Bring your hands up onto your knee and feel the sense of your left hip moving back, right hip forwards, tailbone tucking. So there's this posterior tilt that draws your belly in, tailbone down, nice toning through the core here. From this place, hands on your hips, with your back toes tucked, lift your back knee. If you need to reposition your foot, do so. And again, we want to take the weight a little bit back, so move back a little bit. Both knees are nicely bent. Feel that tailbone tucking down. And we'll bring your arms up into good old cactus arms here. Keep your belly drawn in. Take a big inhale as you pull your elbows back. And as you exhale, bring your elbows and your hands to touch. Inhale to open through the upper chest. Keep those low ribs in place. Exhale to squeeze. Again, inhale to open. Exhale to squeeze and linger here. Press your hands and elbows together nice and strongly. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. Drop your back knee down. Place your hands down and then step this left knee back beside the right knee. Take your knees wider and slide back to a child's pose. Just take a break there. Taking a few simple breaths, letting your hips yield and soften again after doing that work. And then let's slowly come back up. Tuck your toes and walk your feet forwards to a half lift. Fold into it. Keep your bum nice and low in the chair. And then again, let's just sit into that chair. Tailbone tucking a little bit. Belly drawn in. Hips squeezing in. Fold forwards. Left leg back, a long step, left toes tucked, left knee down. Pause. Feel a sense of dragging the right hip back, left hip forwards, hands onto your hip. And find that action of the hips forwards, tail tucked, belly drawn in. I'm going to say it a few times, I think. And then from this place, really settle into this sense of even drawing your right foot back towards it. Really active through the entire pelvic area. Hands to your hips, back toe tucked, lift your back knee just a little bit. Draw your whole body back a little bit. Tailbone down, chest nice and proud. Arms up, cactus arms. Find your stability here. Big inhale, elbows go back a bit. As you exhale, torso stays upright, and you try to bring your elbows and hands to touch. 2 more times. Inhale. Belly drawing down. Exhale. And again. Inhale. And exhale. Stay right there. Press your hands together, your elbows together, nice and strong. Hands to hips. Back knee down. Hands down. Knees wide. Child's pose, back of the mat. Here in child's pose this time, let's work into your arms just a wee bit more. Hands forwards into prayer, head down. And then pivot at your elbows. Bring your hands behind your head, so up behind you. And then send them forwards again. So a few times like that, just bending and straightening at the elbows. Feeling that into your tricep muscles. Nice. Yeah, from here, we'll slowly walk our hands back in to a seat at the back of your mat. As you come into your seat, you can swing your legs out front. Give them a bit of a shake. I told you to grab a block, but I think given the amount of time I've already used, we're not going to use the block today. So, such is the nature of teaching yoga. If you want, grab something to sit on. If you don't want to sit on anything, that's fine too. But I'm going to sit somewhere. So find a seat now. Do take that strap though. We'll work on your neck here. Take the strap and we'll take it over your left shoulder and hold both ends of the strap with your left hand. Pull the shoulder down and slightly back, and then drop your chin towards your chest. Start to trace with your chin the collarbone out towards the right, feeling this lovely extension through the left side of your neck. You might lift your chin and drop your chin a little bit, but finding that juicy lengthening through the left side of the neck. Simple movements. And then come back through center. Take a rotation of the neck, so take your chin out to the right. Keep the left shoulder back. Draw your belly in, tailbone down. And again, little bits of movement this way and that to just find that juicy release in the neck. You can look down a little bit. You can look up a little bit. And then come back through center. Let's take it over to the other side. Drape the strap over your right shoulder. Grab both ends of the strap with your right hand, lay your shoulder down and back. And then drop your chin to your chest. And then just sort of like you're tracing your collarbone with your chin. Find that side bend of your, this is called your cervical spine, your neck. And then using the movements of your chin to inquire into that a little bit more. Just finding that release wherever it exists. And back through center. Take just your chin off to the left. And again, finding a bit more of the rotation of your cervical spine. Little bits of movement. Maybe you look down, maybe you look up a little bit. Nice. And then come back through to center. Take your strap and place it behind your skull on your occipital ridge, that little bump at the back. Press your head into the strap and gently pull up a little bit of spinal traction. Be very cautious here, but we're using a good sense of muscular activation. Head's pressing the strap, straps pushing the head. And then a gentle tuck of your chin, keeping the activation of the strap. Be very cautious here. Press your head into strap, strap into head, chin to chest. And then come back up and release the strap altogether. Place the strap down onto the floor. Now we'll take both hands to your upper left chest and sort of drag the skin down a little bit. From here, take your chin to the upper right and start to feel the extension through the front left side of your neck. So little movements there, whatever feels good and right to you, allowing that side of the neck to soften, to lengthen, feel some healing. Oh yeah, nice. And then let's just simply do the other side. So both hands just sort of drawing the skin, the right upper chest, I guess, down. And then take your chin to the upper left. Kind of find that extension from underneath your chin through the side of the neck. Little movements. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then slowly again, give your head a bit of a shake. And we'll do one more for our shoulders here. Take the strap over your left shoulder again. Now we'll take your right hand, internally rotate. So we'll take the thumb inside, place your hand on low back, grab the strap, and then grab the left elbow up, hold the top of the strap. Now make sure there's a lot of distance. We're not trying to get our hands together here. Actually, a lot of distance between right and left hand. And just start to floss your shoulders. So lift the right hand or left hand up and then draw the right hand down. So up and down a few times. Belly in, tailbone down as you do this. A few times. Maybe you pull and hold, find the activation of the shoulders as you do this. Maybe go the other direction, pull and hold. Oh yeah. Gomukhasana flossing, you might call that. Other side. Look over the right shoulder. Your left hand has to internally rotate so the back of your hand can be on your back. You hold the strap, right elbow up. Strap fairly long, and then flossing away. Just like we floss our teeth, we're flossing our shoulders here. Getting all the junk out. I know a lot of people don't like to floss, but it's a good thing, you know. Ultimately, the dentist will say that. How come you're not flossing? So get on with it. And again, a little bit of a pull up and find that activation. A little bit of a pull down, a bit of activation there. Oh yeah, And slowly, slowly release the strap. From this place, we'll come on to our backs, please. So find your way onto your back. Lie down. And with your knees bent, flip-flop those knees a couple times, side to side, side to side. So back to where we started here. We want that sense of your tailbone tucking down. We'll press your elbows into the mat, palms face one another. And then cat-cow breathing-ish in bridge pose. So as you inhale, see if you can lift just your pelvis, then your mid-spine, then your upper spine. So your tailbone's tucked. So we're not trying to extend through the front side of the body. It's more just a nice long line through the front of the torso. Tail tucked, spine nice and long. And then as you come down, try to unwind your spine. So upper spine touches down, mid-spine, lumbar spine, sacrum touch down. Do that a couple times. So slowly we tuck our tail, tailbone lifts, lumbar lifts, thoracic lifts. Get a good sense of extension, outer hips firing. And then down we go, unwinding all the way down the spine. If you like, you can add in your hands. So as you inhale, tail lifts, arms lift. And when you come to full lift, your backs of your hands touch overhead. And then exhale, unwind back down. Let's do two more at your own pace. So just gently lifting the pelvis, extending the torso, reach your arms nice and long. Exhale to unwind. And one more time, inhaling up. Press with those feet, and exhale, unwind. Yum. From this place, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a good strong squeeze, maybe even lift your head off the mat and squeeze. And then place your feet down on the mat, and we'll shift your hips just a little bit to the left. Drop both knees over to the right. Hold on to your knees, and then take your left hand out to the left. Look to the left, a spinal twist here. And using this as a final diagnosis, a diagnostic for whatever remains. How did your practice go? Nice, easy breathing. Even here, there could be an awareness of not losing it in our low abdomen, so keeping everything nicely integrated even here. Nice, slow, rhythmic breath. And when you are ready, go all the way over to the other side. So your hips will need to shift a little right as your knees go to the left. Your right arm extends, gaze goes right. Tap into that rise and fall of your breath. Relax your facial features, your jaw, your eyes, your teeth separated. Yum. And then one more shape before Savasana. Come back to square hips, both legs up, both arms up. And rotate your wrists and ankles. Big, slow circles one way, the other way. And then squeeze your hand into fists and rotate your wrists in a fist. And then let's squeeze and spread, toes and feet and hands. And then shake it all off. Shake it off. And when you're ready, lie down. Nice big inhale. A long exhale, Savasana. And here, endeavoring to slow your breath rate down. So maybe inhaling for 4, 5, 6 seconds even, and exhaling 4, 5, 6 seconds. And completely dissipating any kind of tension that you're witnessing. It could be in your body, your mind, your heart. Just try to feel the rise and fall of your breath. And continue like that until you feel well nourished, receiving and integrating the effects of your practice simply by resting. Sensing into the area of your heart and connecting again with why you came to practice today. How did it go today? Were you able to stay present with your purpose? And no judgments, just notice how it went, how you feel now, and learn from what you're observing. From this place, whatever is going on for you today, may you meet everyone and everything in your life with loving kindness. May you be well within your body, your mind, your heart. And whatever you're up to today, may you be peaceful and at ease. Take a nice big inhale. And a long exhale to sigh. And thank you once again, my worldwide friends, for sharing your practice with everyone else around here. And I hope you have a beautiful day ahead of you. Namaste. I will stay online and have any little chit chat that you'd like to have here. Oh, thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Louisa. So yes, I didn't mention that at the beginning. Of course, all of these practices offered by dana or donation. Those donations go to support me and trying to create the environment and the offerings that suit everyone. Thank you, Dottie. And also your donations in part go towards the Insight Timer platform and allowing them to offer yoga for free to those who are less able to pay for yoga. And I don't know about you. Thank you, Louisa. Shoulder exercises are weakness. Yeah, so I would say that's pretty common, Louisa, that people that do lots of yoga aren't necessarily strong in the upper body or mobile in the upper body. Thank you, M. It's common, yes. You missed the old days when my classes weren't so hard. That's funny. You want me to slack off a little bit, Natalie? Oh, well, it's going to get easier. So so this last weekend, I was in a class with what's her name, Kate Gillespie, who's all about mobility. So that showed up a bit today. But next month, I'll be taking a class on Qigong, which will bring a lot more softness and easefulness. Hard on your right hip, yeah. So. Yeah, so we'll be getting some Qigong probably next month when I get into that. You know, mixing it up. Yeah, love that. So it's not always the same thing. I've been dabbling in Qigong, so it's like, no, it's time for you to really dig deep. So I've signed up for a bunch of work there. Love the shoulder flossing. Yeah, thanks, Jess. Yep. Yeah, you can find this. I will be trying to post this one up as well today, tomorrow, sometime. It takes a while to kind of put it all back together. But so good to have so many people joining in. And if there's anything that you would like to see addressed, happy to bring that in. I will be developing a bit more of this mobility practice. I think we've got one more session of that in January, and then I'll post up February's offering soon. Yes. So, yes, like and subscribe. Yes. Well, you can find it. It'll be out there. I'm not supposed to advertise, but I'm sure you could look at what's it called, YouTube, and you might find me there. All right, everyone. Hope you had a great class and that you've got a wonderful day ahead of you. And we will see you again next week, same time, same place. That's my intention. Big love to y'all.